G'day guys, welcome back to Carnivore Vitality. I'm Ed. We've been so grateful for all the positive support on the channel. We've been seriously blown away by you guys, so we're so thankful for that. Today is the only 7 foods that I eat in a day. Number 7, chicken. Chicken is cheap, delicious, and it has a really good amount of protein and fat in it. Chicken thighs are easily my favorite. They're super juicy, they have a really good amount of fat in them, and they're just super satiating. The other good thing about chicken is it has a decent amount of micronutrients. So the B vitamins and potassium are pretty high in chicken. However, compared to other sources like beef, it does come out below. So that's why it's number 7. Number 6 is milk. So milk is a pretty tricky one. A lot of people in the carnivore industry aren't a fan of milk due to the high amount of lactose and the high amount of carbs in it. However, I haven't found too much issues with milk with my digestion or how I'm feeling. Also to note, raw milk is far better than pasteurized and homogenized milk. Raw milk absolutely destroys homogenized and pasteurized milk in terms of nutrients, as the heating process that happens during homogenization removes a lot of the essential nutrients from the milk. The reason I have milk is because it's just super delicious. Seriously, it's an amazing drink to have. A steak and a glass of milk is just really delicious. It also just reduces my sweet cravings. I find milk to be really tasty and a little bit sweet, so it kind of helps with my sweet cravings every now and again. However, the sweet cravings is steadily going down. But who knows? Maybe in the future I'll remove milk to optimize my health. Number 5 is cheese. So not everyone's a fan of cheese, but I love cheese. It seriously tastes so good. There's so much variety that you can choose from with cheese. I like to mix it up. Sometimes I just go for cheddar, sometimes Parmesan cheese, or sometimes I go for something like a brie cheese. So there's so many different options here. If you're getting bored on the carnivore diet, cheese is an amazing way to spice things up a little bit. Cheese is also pretty high in protein and fat. I find cheese to be actually a little bit satiating. And if you're looking for a quick snack around the house and you don't want to cook up a steak, or you don't want to cook up chicken, or you don't want to cook up eggs, cheese is something you can easily just cut off and eat. Something you can have while you're watching the TV or watching our YouTube videos. So yeah, cheese, definitely recommend it. Number 4 is fish. So fish is seriously a delicious and extremely satiating food. It has a great macronutrient profile. So it has a great amount of fat and a great amount of protein in it, which is going to leave you feeling satiated, energetic, and happy throughout the day. Also, there's a lot of omega-3s in fish. Omega-3s help promote brain health and well-being and allow you to clear your brain fog and get through the day the best you can. After eating fish, personally, I always feel energized and ready to take on the day. Number 3, butter. This is seriously the carnivore's favorite food. Butter is an extremely delicious thing that you can literally add to any single meal. I see people, I don't do this personally, but I see people literally adding a little chunk of butter onto their meal, like after it's cooked, not even using it for cooking, and they just love to eat it by itself. I don't personally eat it too much by itself, but I love to cook with butter. So before you put a steak on the pan, before you put eggs, always a really good chunk of butter. This is really going to help add fat to your meals. And the thing about fat is that it really satiates you and allows you to get through the day feeling full and energized. For me as well, I'm trying to put on weight and put on muscle. So adding that bit of extra butter is going to give me that extra calories I need in order to put on size. So I really love using butter. But even if you're trying to lose weight, butter can be extremely beneficial. You can just put a bit of it before you cook your steak or whatever, and it's not going to hurt you. Don't be afraid to put a decent amount of butter because you don't want to be starving yourself and then you might cheat later. Also, butter is far better than a lot of these other seed oils. So a lot of these seed oils contain omega-6s, which are extremely toxic for the human body. And butter is a really good natural fat to use. I've seriously seen doctors say that they rather use margarine than butter, but that is completely false, guys. Number 2, eggs. Eggs are god tier because they're super cheap, delicious, so versatile. You can do so many things with eggs. You can do omelets, you can make waffles. I've seen people make pizzas from eggs. It's seriously insane what you can do with an egg. But apart from that, they're also extremely nutritious. Eggs contain a lot of the similar nutrients to beef. So looking at the B vitamins. Eggs are also a quality source of vitamin A, which you can't really find in beef. And vitamin A really promotes immune health. Eggs also contain a decent amount of cholesterol, which you might think is something that's bad for you. A lot of the new people watching. However, This is not the case. Cholesterol is actually very beneficial. It's in every single cell of our body. We're going to be making more in-depth videos about cholesterol that you can share to your friends. But cholesterol is actually very beneficial for you. These eggs and the cholesterol in them are actually seen to boost your testosterone if you're a male, and if you're a female, it's actually proven to boost your estrogen as well. So it's extremely beneficial for the human body and keeps us living to our maximum potential. Number 1 is beef. The king of the carnivore diet, beef. What would we do without beef, man? Seriously, if it's ground beef, if it's a steak, if it's beef liver, it is all incredible. And it is God's favorite food. And it's my favorite food as well. Even if I wasn't on the carnivore diet, beef would top the list. It is seriously so delicious. I remember I loved steak and beef before I was on the carnivore diet, but I was always told it was a sometimes food, so I wouldn't have it that often. But now I'm on carnivore, I can genuinely have this food every single day without feeling guilty. I love beef. Beef is an extremely nutrient-dense food containing so many of the essential vitamins and minerals that we need for life. You see a lot of vegetarians that are deficient in a lot of the nutrients that are found in beef. So if you look at iron, there's so many iron deficiencies in vegetarians and vegans, as they simply can't get a source of iron that's bioavailable for them. But beef is a really good source of bioavailable micronutrients that allow you to live extremely healthily. The split of micronutrients as well in beef is incredible. The B vitamins are very high, and then a lot of the other vitamins, it's a really good source. Beef also has a perfect macronutrient profile, so it has the perfect split of protein, carbs, and fat. As all good foods are, beef has 0 carbs, and it has high protein, which is really good for building muscle, and high fat, which keeps you satiated throughout the day. The Heart Foundation and other nutritional guidelines have put meat at the top of the food pyramid, only saying that it should be eaten in extremely small amounts. However, this is completely wrong with the science that we have today. These companies have been telling us that the saturated fat is the devil. When we actually look at the research, I've got a paper linked below about the inverse relationship between animal fat and protein intake and heart disease risk. And we find that the more animal fat and protein you have, the less chance you have of getting heart disease. I'll put it on the screen, and I'll also have it linked below so you can show your friends, show any of the doubters that are telling you that your saturated fat is too high and your animal fat intake is too high. So yeah, guys, those are my 7 favorite foods. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I want to be creating so much more content. The quality is going to keep improving, guys. Please stick around, subscribe, and join our journey.